Hey YouTube, yesterday in my top teams video, I talked about it's going to be a very flyer focused meta. Uh, and so the first set, I used the first team that I put out, the Pidgeot, uh, Vigoroth double team. And I saw what is essentially Steelix on 4 out of the 5 teams. So I said, you know what? If everyone knows that it's going to be a flying meta and everyone's just going to go counter meta, I'm going to go counter meta. So I ran Kanto Ninetales, Vigoroth, and Swampert. And the team worked very well because, again, I did see a lot of. First of all, there's not a ton of water. So Ninetales roams pretty free in this meta. Vigoroth obviously just a good safe swap as a counter user, body slam spam. And then Swampert, there is not a ton of grass right now. It is just a lot of flyers, and you'll notice I have a Shadow Swampert. It is because if you use a normal Swampert, a lot of the times you either can't one-shot, let's say like a Gligar with a normal Swampert, or you need three. If you get into like a Noctowl matchup, you need like 3 Hydro Cannons as opposed to just 2 with the Shadow. So the Shadow does seem to be better in this meta when you have really no fast move pressure at all with all these flyers. So that's a team. Let's look at some battles. Gligar on the lead here. So Gligar's, again, not a terrible matchup as long as you shield up the dig, right? These embers are adding up. So you'll notice I am using Ember. If you're a long time member of this channel, I've always used Fire Spin. I have a video coming in next week, like the Thanksgiving weekend that I already shot. Basically going over, I did 3 Pokemon all with new moves, Ninetales with Ember being one of them. So I got a full analysis coming there. So stay tuned for that. I got off the Scorching Sands. The Weather Ball. I'm now just going to shield. I'm fine going down 2 shields, knowing that I have 2 plus body slams loaded, that I can just basically take this Gligar out with 2 body slams, or I'm going to grab at least 1 shield back here, right? So here comes number 2. I'll either grab a shield or take it out. And they decide to let it go. So out comes their own Vigoroth. I'm going to either chip here or grab a shield. They decide to not shield, which is interesting. Which almost kind of hurts me here because I'd rather them shield because then 2 Hydros would have done a lot here. But now I just need to grab shields here. 1 Body Slam is not going to take me out from this range. I will live, which means I will get to a second Hydro Cannon. And then I will be able to hopefully get to a Weather Ball before they take me out here. So there's 2. 1 counter takes me out. And I am 1 short, unless, but again, Body Slam from this range is not going to take me out. Weather Ball will take out Vigoroth. So shielding up the dig on the lead there. Very good. Shadow Swampert providing the shield pressure. And hello, Steelix. So once they get out, again, these body slams come fast. I guess I missed one on the thing. I was basically going to eventually get into Vigoroth. You'll notice that all 3 of these Pokemon can beat Steelix, right? I'm countering Steelix, and they can all do okay against the Flyers. I end up shielding up a Body Slam, just knowing I'm going to get to a Body Slam before they are. I don't want to take any chip damage unnecessarily to put me within just like super far, like farm range for Steelix. I don't want them to like come out with a bunch of energy, and they're already up a shield, right? So I just force them to throw here. At the same time, I'm throwing Bulldoze. They do not shield. I thought it was worth just going straight Bulldoze because I have a move on Ninetales, so they're unlikely to shield. They got the Breaking Swipe. We get a little bit of a game issue. I just go Body Slam. Again, I'm not going to get to a Bulldoze. Let's chip because maybe I can now put it in Mudshot range if I land this. They shield. I know I have a Weather Ball loaded, so I'm going to come in here and just force CMP. Because they're going to, if they just shielded once, they're likely to shield again. I would probably run with 2 shields in the back here. But then I'm like, they're probably weak to fire in the back, is what I'm reading here. And hello, it is an Abomasnow. And resisted is not going to do much to a fire Pokemon. And even lowered attack here is going to do a ton to an Abomasnow. And Fire Spin down and Ember down. So Ninetales, it actually has a lot of play in this meta right now. Again, this matchup is, you just gotta hope. I just go for the CMP right on 7. This does good chip if they let it go. I will shield, and they probably now need to, if they go dig and I shield, they're probably gonna have to get out immediately, or else I'm gonna farm down. And they do, and they come in with the Miltank. And this was me just being very slow and kind of I don't know if this was the right play or not. It's the right play in the fact that counter's going to do super effective, so I think it is the right play to come in here. Swampert would also resist the rock rollout, but again, rollout's such a bad move, so it's not that much of an issue, right? So I think this was the right play coming in here. They get a second body slam off. I try to counter down, and I don't do it. But at this point, I'm like, you know what? That's okay, because I'd rather get energy. I quite honestly would rather get energy on either of these two. So get an Ember off to get to a Weather Ball. They come in Gligar, and again, I'm like, I know you have shield advantage, but you're in Ember range. So I can just, I know they can't even get to dig. This is only an Aerial Ace. But again, I'm like, if you're coming in here knowing you're in farm down range, you're probably weak to Ninetales in the back. And again, Fairthorn. So Ninetales is kind of a sneaky pick because there's Swampert. I only saw like 1 or 2 Swamperts today too. There's really not a lot of, and I don't know what this person was doing. I thought they would have thrown in, I would have caught on the Swampert, but then they didn't. And then I thought they would have tailed him to take me out, but they didn't. So I don't know what was going on there. Yeah, but there's not a lot of, in flyer matchups, it's like all neutral. So Ninetales is kind of a sneaky pick. Yeah, so you got to throw right away because they get it at 7 and they win CMP. I learned that the hard way, which I'm sure is coming up in one of these matchups. So they shield. The problem with Pidgeot is always a hit or miss here, right? I can shield up a Feather Dance. I can shield up a Brave Bird. I shield up a Feather Dance. I can let a Brave Bird go. I let that happen go. And they give up Switch. I don't know if I love this, giving up Switch there. But especially when they lower my attack, of course I'm going to get out. Unfortunately, I don't have an immediate answer for Vigoroth. So I'm just going to come in here, get my own Vigoroth to chip. Because Swampert's just going to get out countered and out body slammed. And again, this is a kind of a good situation. This is why I don't mind the mirror match. It's like a soft loss. I didn't even throw there. I don't know why they got extra damage. It's a soft loss, but now allows me to get a couple more Embers through to get energy. So soft losing matchups is not a bad strategy. Out comes what looks like a double Pidgeot. Yeah, Pidgeot Vigoroth double. Pretty good team. So at this point, I'm really only worried about a Brave Bird, right? Because the Brave Bird is the only thing that's going to take me out here. So I throw the 1, knowing that I have a bit of energy. I think they shield. Yeah, they shield. And at this point, I'm like, okay, Swampert's my win condition at this point. I'm going to outpace to this. And they try and catch, which just allows me to get a couple more mud shots in. I just going straight farm down. Do not quite get it, which I do lose the match. I remember this. So I didn't have a choice here. Let's just play this back. So they try to make a catch. I save this. They try to make a catch, and they do. I have 2 options. I'm out of move. If I throw the Hydro Cannon here, the double comes in and just double kicks once and gets extra energy. So my only potential win condition was farm this down and throw the Hydro Cannon. Unfortunately, we go down at the same time. As you see here, double only needs 2 double kicks to take me out here. So giving them the extra double kick, I lost anyways, but giving them the extra double kick was not going to be helpful in that situation. Shadow Steelix. This one stays in again. You get to the breaking swipe at the same time. This one I went through, I think I played this on the lead a couple times. This one I actually threw the extra Ember, which is not super smart, but I think I just did that because I know I have 3 answers to it, so I can come out immediately. We both simultaneously swap. The Vigoroth is usually the better in the 1 shield, I believe, here. So I think that because I got that counter through and they're out of move, I think I can counter down. 1, 2. Yep, so I can't counter down. Again, I have a move on Ninetales, so it just makes sense to go straight Bulldoze. Because if I grab a shield here, I'll take it out with my Ninetales. So they let it go. Gligar comes in. I'm immediately got some chip damage off. I just did not want them to farm me down. And my only worry was that if they farm me down, they'd let a Body Slam go, and I still need 2 Hydros plus a Weather Ball. So you might as well just get out now. Force them to dump some energy. I do shield up Dig properly, which is good. The second I get this Hydro off, I'm in pretty good shape because now Airlace, Shadow and Shadow, Airlace may have taken me out from like 55%, probably not. So they have to throw a Dig. And if they throw a Dig, they're going to be dry on energy. And I'm already out of Weather Ball. As you're going to see here, Weather Ball does not take out. So I'm going to have to catch here. So I tried to catch, and I do catch actually right there. It was like a half-second delay, but I did catch the Aerial Ace, and now I can get to the Weather Ball for the win. So Talonflame is an interesting one. So you have 2 options here. If you stay in, the only problem, so Ember and Weather Ball, as you're going to see in the last half of this matchup, does actually chip quite a lot on Talonflame because Talonflame is very glassy. The problem is if you stay in, you're playing a Brave Bird Flame Charge bait game. You can't really come in straight Swampert because I assume they have an answer for Swampert or some water in the back. So they probably have like a grass in the back, so you can't really come straight Swampert. So even though Vigoroth is resisted counter, this is still the best option for this matchup because Incinerate is such a long-turn move and counter is just a 2-turn move, so it's very easy to count and optimize your timing here. That you should be able to at least get these Body Slams / chip in good amount here. So get the extra Body Slam through because again, just the 1, which is smart on them. I let it go, assuming that they're not going to Brave Bird. And there is your Lurantis. I figured that they would have an answer to Swampert in the back if you're running Talonflame. They're going to have to throw out. So I'm going to get to a move and take them out. So at this point, let this go. I'm just going to Ember down and come out with some energy. And as I shown, Talonflame is already low, right? Because I chipped it with Body Slam. And here is where the Ember and Weather, so they come in Diggersby. So I immediately come out here. That makes sense, right? They're double weak to Swampert. ABA. Okay. So Swampert would be a tough lead for this team. Hit Diggersby here. I shield thinking like if maybe it's a Hyper Beam and that's going to be an issue. And they Fire Punch me. And I'm like, Fire Punch? Who's running freaking Fire Punch? And they're running Fire Punch Hyper Beam. And I know that because they beat me here. Which is fine because at this point, they are low enough. First of all, they just showed me they have Fire Punch and Hyper Beam right here. So let's go. Knowing that I'm now going to outpace here. And here we go. This is the problem with a 5-turn fast move. I can easily time it. They're low enough that a Weather Ball takes them out. And they still go for it. So I still get the 2x2 in. And they're not going to get to the 5 before. So I got 2 fast moves of Ember plus a Weather Ball. Take this out. Have a shield advantage. I hate using 4 and 5-turn fast move Pokemon. Donphan coming up on my team tomorrow. Spoiler alert. I've got a fast move damage team coming tomorrow that I used to end the today, which worked, and Donphan is on it. Problem with this matchup is they get to the Body Slams in 5. So although these Embers are doing more damage than their counters are, and they win CMP, I'm going to just lose even shield scenarios. There's nothing I can do about that. I thought that maybe they would let this go and have some energy. They don't. They don't let this go. They do take me out here, which is okay. Probably come in, Swampert and try and just Mud Shot down. I know I'm going to have to probably eat a Body Slam. Yeah, you can't really Mud Shot down, but I didn't want to take super effective counters on Vigoroth, so I just have to kind of eat this, but like that adds up. And here comes a Pidgeot. Again, I'm Shadow. So it'll just be 2 to take this out. But it probably would not have been 2 if you don't run a Shadow Pokemon here, right? It's not. You would need 3 Hydros to take this out, so you kind of need the Hydros here. And unfortunately, I just get friggin' farmed down and this game's over because now it's got 2 Hydros before I get to 2 Body Slams. The problem is it only takes 5 and 4. I didn't really have a choice here because it only takes 5 and 4 mud shots to get to the Hydros, and 2 Hydros take you out, so I would have lost anyways because it takes 5 and 5 counters to get to the Body Slams, so I would have lost. So I needed that Hydro on the Swampert, but they just got 4 mud shots, so I had no chance. And Pidgeot here, again, I'm going to go, unless this is the one I accidentally go to 7. No, I go 7. Okay, good. Because if you go to 7 UCMP, you lose. Get this off. Let's see if I decide. I do decide to immediately shield. And it is a Brave Bird, so that's a good shield. They get out into Rufflet. Is this not a fully powered Rufflet? Let me look at the CP, because I hit this with a Weather Ball, and it took it to the yellow. I'm like, isn't this thing supposed to be tanky? 1494. So I thought it was tanky. I shield this because I know it has Brave Bird. Right? So I know I have Brave Bird. I know I'm going to go down 2 shields. That's fine. That is good shield in the fact that I now have energy coming out. I've already got some chip damage on their front Pokemon, Pidgeot. I'm now loaded with energy. Again, these Body Slams don't do a ton, but they will start adding up here. So they shield 1. I was about to say, I'd be surprised if they shield the second one, but you know what? Here comes a 3rd one before they even get off a... I mean, they could get off a Dig. Dig probably won't take me out. Non-Shadow Gligar. So they end up shielding. I don't even know if it 50% Dig here. I don't even think it takes me out. It doesn't, so I'm not going to get farmed down. I'm going to force them to throw, knowing that if they dump their energy here as a second Dig, I can now outpace this move. I expect them to try and catch, because that's kind of like one of their only wins. So I do a couple more mud shots, get to the Hydro. Now I'm 1 mud shot short to take this out, and goodbye and goodbye. Swampert can still wipe up here. So I really like this team. I think it's just very balanced for what the meta currently is. You have 3 answers for Steelix. All of these Pokemon do well. Like you can, if you shield up a Dig, you can take Gligar. Vigoroth's a bit of a problem against Gligar, but Swampert can do well. Everything hits for at least neutral on the other Flyers. Pidgeot, a few others. You have Swampert's obviously weak to Grass, but you have Ninetales as a super hard counter for that. Plus Vigoroth is another counter user for just does fine in every neutral situation. And yeah, Swampert will provide counter and Body Slam. Provides on Vigoroth, provides definitely some shield pressure. The Embers add up, so even though the Weather Balls don't do a ton, the Ember Weather Ball combo adds a lot, and then Shadow Swampert obviously has shield pressure with Hydro Cannon. So I really like just the team combo together. It's very balanced. Yeah, that's basically it. In terms of the meta, we'll just quickly talk about the meta here for a couple minutes before we sign off. The meta, let me actually just open up PvPoke to tell you exactly what I saw. You saw most of what I saw, because this was... I did terrible the first set. This was my second and third set, and then my fourth and fifth set was with this fast move damage team, which you will see tomorrow. But it is a very, very kind of tight meta already. Pidgeot, I saw only the 1 Rufflet. Gligar, Vigoroth double. I saw a couple Victinis. Abomasnow, yeah, I saw a couple Obamas. No Staravia. I saw a couple Noctowls. 1 Swellow. 1 other Swampert. A bunch of Steelix. Also, Steelix is on my team tomorrow too. The Miltank there. 1 or 2 Diggersby. I saw 1 Obstagoon. I saw 1 Credilli. Blaziken. I saw that Yonka's already put out Blaziken. Blaziken is, I just told you my whole team because Blaziken is also on my fast move team tomorrow. Donphan. It's Steelix Lead, Donphan, Blaziken in the back. And that did pretty well, so I'll showcase that tomorrow. So yeah, I saw a few Blazikens. I did not see any Ninetales besides my own. So I think it's quite underrated. And then we're now at 35, and I did not see. Oh, I saw a couple Talonflames. I think I saw 1 Lopunny. And I saw 1 Pillow-Swine. But for the most part, it is very, very... Yeah, that's it. I did not see anything else down in the 60, 70 range here. So as you can see, it's already a pretty narrow meta, and that's not surprising. We already talked about how this meta would be very focused like that. I saw the Vigor double counter team. I saw double flyer teams with like Talonflame and Pidgeot. Because you at least, if you're gonna run double flyers, you probably want to have an answer to Steelix. So a ton of Steelix. Yeah, I have no idea what my third team is gonna be. I'll play. I think I need like a couple more battles for the fast move damage team, so I'll play that tomorrow morning immediately, aka this morning when you're watching this video, and then I will try a different team out. But we are looking pretty narrow meta. I saw the results of the voting, and it seems like it's slightly favoring Sunshine Cup, but there's actually quite a lot of you playing Ultra League, so we will definitely get some Ultra League teams as well. If there's any Pokemon, actually let's do this. If you made it this far, I appreciate it. If there's any Pokemon in the Sunshine Cup or in Ultra League that you would like me to use this week, let me know and I will use it, because I'm open up to suggestions for that. But that is it. That is team one. The sorry, very rambly ending here. You can see I have two logos, the glasses and the sunshine. So fun fact, the glasses is actually the summer cup, but the sunshine is the sunshine cup, except if you actually go to the Go Battle League this season, they use the glasses for the sunshine cup. So you'll see in my video yesterday the top teams, and at the top here I'm using the actual sunshine, which was the sunshine cup logo for the first time it was around, with the glasses that are now the logo for this, even though they were the summer cup logo. Anyways, that's just why you see two logos at the top. And if you made it this far, thanks for watching. Appreciate the comments and support, and I'll see you guys in the next one.